Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the video. Or was I supposed to say one before the other? Welcome back, the Audible channel. I'm your host, your boy, the Woody Man. Like, subscribe, comment on the video. Let's get straight to it. So, what I want to discuss is something I've really never discussed before because I don't really watch collegiate sports. Probably this year is the most games I've ever seen, besides, maybe a national championship game here and there. And what the title of this video is, I like to say the title of this video is in the beginning of the video, is damned if you do and damned if you don't. Just like every other YouTube video, yes, this is about Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. Um, Deion, as some of you may know, I think we are at the point where he's been out of the league so long where nobody really nobody truly understands. The casuals don't truly understand who this is. I think if this was like 1998, if this was like 2002, this was like 2005, um a lot of you will have a better understanding on who you're rooting for and who you're rooting against. Right. So this past Saturday, Colorado played Colorado State in Colorado. In any other year, this is a very uneventful game. Um, but because of this year, with the new signing of Deion Sanders to the Colorado Buffaloes, and him bringing in over 50 players from all over the country, a lot of top recruits, a lot of people he bought from Jackson State, all new coaching staff. Um, Again, a lot of people he bought from Jackson State, and he's also seeming to bring the attention from Jackson State. So this past weekend, it kind of looked like a superstar game. It damn near looked like the Super Bowl. There was just celebrities. I saw, your sports celebrities, your Stephen A. Smith, your Shannon Sharps, your actors. I saw The Rock. Um, who else? You saw musicians. Offset, of course, had some rapper Offset. Key Glock, who used to visit them in Jackson State. A lot of them was there, and a lot of people don't know The Rock actually visited them in Jackson State. He bought the XFL. There was a whole ESPN ordeal. Of course, the XFL. I think they are officially like it's like the Canadian Football League. It's the league before the NFL. A lot of guys who don't have the opportunity to get to the NFL, maybe you can make opportunity for yourself to show just how good you are. Maybe you can just make a living in the XFL. So there's a lot of people who've kind of always been around, and a lot of new people. Of course, whenever something new, whenever something popping, there's always bandwagoners, as I like to call it. It was a very rough game, a very physical game. I would even say that it was a very dirty game. Colorado State was out there headhunting, and the major thing is number 11. I forget his name. Um, he had Travis Hunter. It was a dirty play. He ran around. He went around his own teammate to make sure he got the hit on a catch that wasn't gonna happen across the field, and as a result of that, he injured Travis Hunter. He's going to be out for a few weeks. Now, it just so happens he's going to be out for a few weeks against the two toughest games that they possibly have on the entire schedule. Certainly the toughest competition they faced so far, but again, they were 1-11 last year. So, how much, how how much of an expectation, how much of a jump are we really expecting? Nowhere has Dion said that, oh, we're gonna come in first year and win a national championship this year. Nowhere did he say, oh, we're gonna come in and go undefeated this year. I've never even heard him say that they're gonna win the conference. He was just overly confident, as he always been, about the new team he's got, his coaching ability. the coaching staff he has, and his ability and his coach's ability to put some confidence into some young men playing football, right? So if you've seen him anywhere saying, "Hey, we're gonna win a national championship this year, my first year, we're gonna win a division this year," um, if you've seen that, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. I'll Google it. I've looked it up myself. I haven't seen it. So if he has said those things, then I can understand what I'm about to get to now, which is the damn if you do, damn if you don't. So this player makes a dirty hit, and in retaliation to that, there are a lot of crazed fans that decided to send death threats to this guy and his mother. Uh, I think personally, this is me personally, the mama is all a little bit off limits. Hey, you won't say it to this motherfucker. Hey, you a stupid motherfucker. I hope you fall off a bridge. I think that's too far too. But at least it's directed to him. Calling his mama is a little. It's not a little. It's very wild. And death threats to his mom is very wild. Again, I am, and I don't know if this is controversial shit. Him getting death threats, I think it's over. Him getting like threats, like, "Hey, we gonna beat your ass." Okay, he because it's not like Travis Hunter. This is why I'm more offensive. This guy still sound wild. It's not like Travis Hunter was just out for a couple plays. It's not like he was just out for the rest of the game. Even with him being out multiple weeks, he suffered a lacerated liver. Um, if it was a concussion, the concussions are very much a part of football, unfortunately. He suffered a lacerated liver. Now, Travis Hunter, he seems like a very positive cat. He spoke about it. He said, "Hey, this is part of football. You know, there's some forgiving to be forgiven from some give to be forgiven out there. He's doing it. He's past it. Um, and again, he just seems like a very positive cat. Um, Again, the death threats to this guy, death threats is, I mean, it's just football. Saying we gonna beat your ass for lacerating his liver, if that was teammates that would have said something like that, okay, that's cool with me too. Because a lacerated liver, to me, I'm not a doctor. This ain't ER. This ain't Greg's Anatomy. But that sounds a little life altering. And while we say it's just a game, a lacerated liver is not a fucking game. It's not a game at all. So I'm a little bit on the fence at this dude getting a little turmoil after. I think he deserved the turmoil, but not to the harshest extent, and definitely not his mama. That's very very wild. But since Dion is what we would call a polarizing figure, everything he does will always be on a fine line, and there'll be people that love him, and that love will be to the extreme, and there will be people that hate him. And that hate will be to the extreme. And it's not even a boat on rocky water. It's like a boat you built from some trees on the spot. You know what I mean? You cut the trunk in half, you cut the tree down, cut trunk in half. You build it and you build a flat surface. You kind of try to tie this all together with some type of string. It's a real this boat you can't put your hands on shit. Being a polarizing figure like that, it's a real shaky thing. And everything you say, the people that love you will love it. And if they don't love it, they might just start automatically hating you. And the people that hate you, they gonna go to it's a thing, right? It's a thing. So if you look in the comments on different sections, different social medias, you'll see how this is just so tips. There's people that's wanting them to lose. There's people that's people who are not even like I can understand, if they're division rivals, you're in the same conference with them, or however it go. You want them to lose. You want your team to lose. Want your team to win. I understand that. Um, but the comments are either very positive. They've been overwhelmingly positive right now, but there's a little touch of negativity into them. and that's what comes with it. But and I mean comments just not from regular people. I mean from coaches, from sports commentators. It just it's either all there or it's all not. What I think is there's certain comments that I think are ridiculous. We want to humble him. They should be humbled. And going back to the beginning, he never said they was gonna win the championship. He never said he was gonna win the Pac-12, not that I've seen. So him just saying that they wanna he expect them to do well. That type of confidence is what garners this type of love and hate. It's very weird. This is a this I don't know if this is American thing. This could be a human thing, a society thing at this point. But him himself, he spoke out on yesterday, Tuesday, that he wishes the young man all the best, and he knows it was he forgive him if it was something to be forgiven again, just like Travis Hunter, he forgives him, and it's football, and they're gonna move past it. The very weird comment saying what took him so long, even though this was announced on Monday, and they have scheduled press conferences on Tuesday, like they really always do, college kind of football history. Um, I'm very confused by it. This is Deion Sanders. And I know if y'all may be, under 25 or under 20, you really don't know who this nigga is. But this is a dude that probably the greatest cornerback in all time, and he played in the World Series. He's one of the best players that played in the World Series. This dude that caught a pick six touchdown, a punt return touchdown, and hit a home run in the same week. This dude that played an NFL game and played in the World Series at the same time. This is a he played like 9 or 12 seasons in the MLB while playing like 16 in the NFL. This is a very, very different cat. This is a very different guy. Um, and it seems as though s- even subtle amounts of confidence in I think we're gonna do well shakes people up. I don't know if this is a race issue. It'll probably become one, like everything else does. All it takes is a couple ignorant comments to take it down. And again, people say, "Well, why is it always?" It's always about race because in this country, there's just a fucking history of that. Everything is about race. Everything about the country is about race at this point. So people say, "Why is it always about the race?" It's because it already fucking is. It already is. It already is. In every aspect, there's some bullshit going on in the country. Turn on the news, go outside, and there's some bullshit going on based on race, based on who whatever race is going on. That's just how it is here. We it ain't carefree here. It's a very turmoil filled country. This country is polarizing. It's either all love and it's all hate. There's not a lot of gray area. The gray area is the kind of the calmness in between. It's the regular people that's one on one. That's the gray area. Because the one on one people, they know how it is. You judge people by the being an individual. But the black and white is definitely the country is very black and white. Very, very black and white. People turn to a totally different type of person normally when they get home and they become a group thinker. This the mob mentality. A person you see at your job or a friend is probably a totally different person online. That's just how it is. But I think it's very weird. I think Colorado is in a very tough spot because next week you got them playing against Oregon, and next week after that you got them playing against UFC. So you have maybe their first or second best player, certainly a more versatile player on offense and defense. He's their best cornerback and best wide receiver. He's gonna be out the next couple weeks because of a lacerated liver. It's not an injury anybody would want to sustain that, especially in such a violent way that he sustained it. Um, but that's just kind of my thoughts on Colorado and Dion, man. I'm very familiar with shit talking and his type of talk, so it don't bother me. It don't get to me because everybody kind of has that shit talking in him. And he don't down other people when he shit talks. That's why it really don't get to me. His shit talking has always just been about him. I really can't think of anything about him calling somebody else trash or him down talking anybody or him, you know, retaliating in a very disrespectful way at all, really at all. So, I don't think people really, and again, I don't know this nigga. I just know what I've been seeing on TV for like 30 years. Um So that's my thoughts on Colorado. I wish them and goddamn Oregon the best of luck next week, and we'll be back to talk about the game. I guess I'll start talking about college football now. We're in a lull in sports. Football, NFL is kind of coming back, and we're a couple weeks in, and basketball. I feel like basketball's been out all fucking year. Usually got a game a day to talk about in basketball. So that's my thoughts on Colorado. I think Dion is in a very precarious position, but he's kind of always been like that. I think what's different now is he has to rely on the ability of other people for his quote unquote, I got the four fingers up, reputation. If he go out there and talk that shit, he typically backed it up every single year, everywhere. I don't remember a lot of Dion getting tore up. Like there's no mixtapes out there. He ain't Eli Apple. But being a former player and being a former great player and having the patience, because how many former great players have we seen become coaches in general? Be a coach because it's just like if you've been doing something for 14 years and you have to teach somebody new to do it, what you know and what your abilities are and what your experience is, it's just very different. You can't instill your abilities in somebody else. All you can do is give them the confidence and give them the scheme and help them study to become just as great in their own way. But him being able to attempt to do that in coaching with a high level of shit talking and a player that he was, I think it's very interesting in itself. I can't think of any great players that were coaches. Like, and if you don't, I'm sure anybody that watch football know Dion, but this is the Jerry Rice, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, um, Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth. This is that tier of greatness. So if y'all can think of any coaches, let me know. I really can't think of any like really good, great players. There's good like Patrick Ewing was very good, Hall of Famer. I'm talking about the S tier. Patrick Ewing was probably A tier, A plus, A, A plus. He would won the chip if it wasn't for Jordan. I mean, that's what makes Jordan the S. But I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. So y'all holler at me, leave a comment on the video, and that's just my opinion on Colorado, and that's how I go.